Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Slow Start Pod. Once again, I'm joined by Mark, aka Saint Sino,
Hello there.
and once again, I am sat here doing countless shiny resets. So that's going to be on in the background whilst we chat about. Well, you can see by the title, we're going to chat shit about Kanto. But
Yay.
first, how are you today, Mark? How's your morning been? What have you
Uh,
snacked on?
Pretty good, pretty productive so far. We've recorded the how many Gen 1 Pokemon can we name, so that is still fresh in our mind, which is why we're doing the episode on that. Um,
Exactly.
I haven't eaten anything yet. I will probably grab something after we record this. Probably, I don't know, probably just like some toast or something basic. And then get on with doing more. I'm currently trying to get a shiny Gligar out of an egg for my Dream Team quest on Pearl.
Nice. How's that coming along? Have you got any
Uh,
updates?
Currently on 57 eggs as of right now.
So
Unless you meant
this would be
updates
your
on the
what,
team.
fourth or fifth member?
This is number 4. Yeah, I've got Chimchar. Well, it was a Shinx, but Luxio now, and a Floatzel. Although the
Nice.
Chimchar is now a Monferno, but
Yeah,
yeah,
the stinker in between,
it's a banger. It's good.
the awkward middle child.
Although we did establish that pretty much all of the mid evos are a bit naff.
Mid.
Yeah, we should go and watch in one of our previous episodes.
Yeah,
Shameless plug.
episode three, a grand total of what, maybe 10 views in a week, something like
Oh,
that.
banged it.
We're going strong. Okay,
But yeah,
so
that's my plans.
sounds wicked. Now,
Indeed.
what do we think of Kanto, Mark?
Um, it's all right. It's I mean, being the first gen of Pokemon, of course, it's I mean, it's revolutionary for the time. But then you look back on it and you think a lot of them are just normal animals, like a cat or a caterpillar or a bee. Like
Yeah, I feel
it
like
is
it's.
pretty normal.
I feel like we should probably just do a quick disclaimer for everyone. Neither of us have actually fully played Kanto, like original Red, Blue, or anything like that, because I was
Yeah.
born in 2004. I came out the year Fire Red, Leaf Green, the remakes came out, and I don't know about anyone else, but I was not sat there in the cot playing on a Game Boy.
I mean,
I
I'm
just
a little bit older, but my first Pokemon game was Pearl, hence why I love Sinnoh so much. So I
yeah,
didn't exactly
and it
play Gen 1.
and like you can see with your name, like first experiences count for a lot, and
Yeah, they do indeed.
nostalgia plays a heavy role. Hence why so many people are so fond of Kanto, whereas we just don't really quite have that experience. So we're more of a not an outsider's perspective because we're still massive Pokemon fans, and we experienced a lot of these mons when we were playing Pokemon Go, just like the whole world was back in 2016. So
I mean, I experienced them through other means, like other games and stuff, because the Kanto Pokemon have been, you know, sort of scattered through the other games. So it's not as if we've never seen them. I just haven't
yeah, we're not
experienced a
exactly
Kanto,
estranged to them,
the
but
Kanto region. Let's say the only time I played through the Kanto region was in Heart Gold, which I played, I don't know, last year maybe. That's about it. That's my only actual Kanto experience
yeah,
as
but
as the region. That is.
I'm kind of glad though because like a lot of my attachment to the region, like my perspective on it is like the anime and how it was portrayed there, or through everyone else's rose-tinted glasses, rather than having to go through like the sort of growing stages where they hadn't worked out a lot of the systems yet, and like the XP curve was awful and grinding was terrible, and there was all sorts of bugs and missing nodes and things like that.
Yeah. You see, like being a Pearl, like, or Gen 4 generally fanatic, I didn't see much of a problem with having to do like the level grind.
Oh
But
yeah,
since playing games where they have like the team-wide XP share, it is a lot better. You can just kind of, go out and think, yeah, level up all my Pokemon. You don't need to do the whole like switch training. Well, they're saying that I was actually, even with the team-wide XP share, I was switch training my Weasel in this, because when I got it, it was a bit lower level than the rest of my team, of course. So I was like, okay, I need to bump up the XP a bit more. So I just, even though it has the XP anyway, I will switch training anyway. Maybe out of force of habit, muscle memory. Who knows?
Yeah. I feel like we've kind of been spoiled. Like Scarlet and Violet, you just go to the upper area of the map, put on a normal encounter sandwich. Which I say that though, when I just ran through my Nuzlocke, I went to do that. It was unnecessarily hard to get like this sandwich right for a normal, because I didn't have any of the recipes or anything, and I had to go out my way, and then I had to go and find the ingredients from about 5 different stores, and it was a pain in the arse.
Isn't there a There's like a supermarket where you can buy like everything in there in probably Levencia. They got a lot of stuff there. I feel like that's where I got all of my ingredients.
I genuinely couldn't tell you. I was going around like 5 different stores in Mesagoza to try and get mine. So yeah, it was a bit awkward because I think they didn't even have everything I needed either.
Oh wow! I always go to Levencia to buy stuff because everything is just like conveniently located.
Nah,
like you fly to the
I can't
the
go back
north
there
part.
now. I've got PTSD.
Oh, from Iono. No, because like you get the Delibird Presence and Chansey Supply are both like very close to the Pokemon Center. They're on that same road, and then I'm pretty sure there's a supermarket literally like one parallel road further down. That's where I bought all of my ingredients. I haven't had to go anywhere else. I don't think. I don't know if I sell everything there. I doubt it, but I got a lot of my stuff in there. It's good. It's good to see. Other than the gym leader that killed half your Pokemon.
The electric vampire. No. Why does she have those teeth? I don't get it.
I don't know. It appeals to the whole like e-girl kind of stuff, doesn't it?
It's
Like
such a weird design choice, and she kind of freaks me out. And she's so popular as well. I think I've mentioned before that like she's played in like her support cards played in TCG all the time because it's just hand disruption. But funnily enough, speaking of TCG, I'm actually very excited because she is featured in Journey Together, the new set that's coming out, and I'm going to be heading to pre-releases both Wednesday and Saturday next week. And
nice.
I am praying to get my hands on some of the end cards. Like, I'm not like that Reshiram card is beautiful. I want nothing more than that. I'm just so upset because basically, are you familiar with the concept of box toppers? I'm sure you are, having played Yu-Gi-Oh and things like that.
Box toppers.
Essentially,
it might have had a different name, but
yeah.
what is it?
If you buy a sealed booster box, you get 36 packs, yes, or however many boosters are in said set.
Okay.
That's what a booster box generally is. But the idea of a box topper is when it's sealed, there is then something set on top of the box. So it's essentially extra value on top of the pack value. So like, I suppose it's similar to like how you get a promo card in an Elite Trainer box or something. So basically the promo card for this set is only available in what they call enhanced booster boxes, and as far as we're aware at the moment, they are only sold through the Pokemon Center.
And
they sold out within like 3 hours of going. I think pretty much straight away. I was very upset because I literally checked my phone at work one day, saw the tweets that everything was up on the Pokemon Center. I was like, oh, that's sick. I'll take a look at ordering those later. I literally had the opportunity to sit there at work and order one, but I thought I'd be fine. I was not fine, and I missed out my chance because the promo for the set is an Ends Reshiram, which is in the set, so I can still get it, but it would have been a guaranteed way of getting it with a stamp as well. So yeah,
be quite
cool. Considering that's like my Grail card, it was rather upsetting. But
we should move back to Gen 1 because that's what we were meant to be talking about, and then we went just kind of on a bit of a tangent.
It's called a podcast, Mark.
Well, yeah, but there's a difference between that and...
You don't need to be so...
Like I say, like there's... Okay, if we were doing an episode specifically on Gen 1, and then we spent half of it talking about Gen 5,
What
it
about
doesn't
Gen
make.
5? It flowed.
You were just like creaming over En's Reshiram.
Yes, I can cream over Ends Reshiram if I want to cream over Ends
Okay,
Reshiram.
okay, well let's keep doing that then.
Oh, I don't want to now.
You're like a child.
Yes.
Well, no, I don't want to. Little 2004 looking at.
You're the monkey. I'm fooling around. I'm a Mac punch your ass.
Nice. Okay.
You can have a shiny monkey, I can just be a monkey. Easy.
I'd rather have a shiny monkey. I think.
Yeah, well, I have a shiny monkey too, but I just didn't spend countless hours resetting for it. I have other
Right.
means.
Yeah. Easier means.
Yeah. Definitely.
Much easier means.
Much easier means.
And I mean, I've recently done my shiny hunt with Scyther and Scarlet and Violet, so I am now familiar with the whole sandwich strat. But it did take me a while to actually get the sandwich.
And do you see what this is, guys? This is called double standards. I talk about my cards. Let's get back to Gen 1. No,
Alright.
there's an opportunity to talk about
Yeah,
Gen 4, and he's all over it.
No. I was just thinking about how we have a topic, and you're like, okay, let's try and do a topic, and then we said like one line about Gen 1, and then you're like, anyway, yeah. So these TCG things, they're good.
Yeah, it's because we spoke about Ainu, and it's something relevant with Pokemon in the next week.
All right then.
Wasteman.
All right, cool.
Okay.
You do.
Okay, right. So, if we want to get back to Gen 1 then, what do you think are some of the best designs to come out of the generation? Because like we said earlier, it was revolutionary for the time. And what do you think was... Let's take this back to primary school. What went well, Mark?
What went well with Gen 1? Well, to be fair, I don't think a lot of it was necessarily the gen. I think it was just Pokemon as a concept.
Yeah.
That's what was well. Because everyone just loved that you could go around, you catch stuff, explore, build teams, battle. Like, that's just what everyone wanted. And I think it's the main feature that made people fall in love with the franchise in general. But as far as the designs go, like you'll see in the later gens, you think, okay, yeah, maybe they're a bit mid. Like Voltorb and Electrode they're just a ball. Like, yay. Pidgey is just a bird, not even like a cool, interesting bird with like extra powers, like Talonflame or something. Right? It's just a bird, and that is it. So a lot of the designs are a bit crap, but I will hand it to them. It's because it's the first one, right?
But what's Staraptor then?
It's a bird with a cool little thing on its head. Got a little...
What you mean, like how Pidgeot's got its colourful hair as well?
Yeah, it's not Gen 4 though, is it? So
don't get me wrong, I definitely prefer Staraptor as well, but
yeah. But then that's not to say that other gens have all better designs. Like Gen 5 gets a lot of hate for its crappy designs, such as like Gears or Ice Cream, stuff like that. Which, to be fair, when I was a bit younger, I did think to myself, yeah, that is a bit crap. It's a bit like lazy, like Lamau, it's just an ice cream or whatever. But as I've gotten older, I've thought to myself, I actually love those kind of Pokemon, where it's just a normal, mundane item that they've just brought to life. Like I was a big fan of Sinistea and Poltergeist, just kind of like, it's just a teapot, but it's a ghost.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. It's like I'd love to use a
but it's like the tea is like the souls of deceased victims.
That's even more dark.
Exactly, it's sick.
I thought it was just like a haunted teapot. I thought that's what it was.
I don't know. I can't remember the dex entries.
No, there are some mental dex entries though.
Like, actually, like dex entries are just crazy in general because, like, the fans love them as well. Because I was watching, I haven't finished it yet, but before we came on to record, started watching True Green 7's latest video where he got like loads of fan designs of forms of his Pokemon. Well, it was a contest basically, and pretty much every single one of them has like a metal dex entry, like that's like it, like just being the god of the underworld and
right up my alley.
Like it's just like, bro, chill. Yeah,
the Pokemon,
Yeah, because like some of the Gen 1 Dex entries are crazy. Like they
Oh
in
yeah.
the translations, I think they're toned down a bit. But I think there was one, I remember listening to a video or a podcast about it once where some guy did the original translations. Or no, I think it was some fan did an original translation before it was like officially done.
Right. Yeah.
No,
For
no,
that toned it
that
down a
no.
bit.
There we go. No, I'm misremembering this slightly. I remember what it was now. It was in Russia because they didn't get official translations.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically, this one dad went through and translated the Dex entries into Russian. Man just wrote the maddest stuff. Like it was nothing to do with like the actual Dex entries. It was like how Abra was gonna go to war and like skidoo people out of existence.
That does
that,
sound quite cool, actually.
that one is just made up, but it was genuinely things about like people going to war and like using guns. It was like he was writing Power World 20 years in the past.
It's like the Pokemon manga that people often forget exists. Because isn't the manga quite dark?
It is, yeah, it's more mature, definitely.
Yeah, people actually like die.
Yeah,
Like obviously in anime they don't because
it's not like
stupid
satanic
kids.
cults and stuff, but it is more
No, it wouldn't
mature.
surprise me.
No, because like the manga's actually becoming a little bit more popular now. Because I think there are a few YouTubers like Hybrid Hero and Zaktoshi who are like covering it, who are both like 100k plus channels who have actually gotten a bit more of attraction. Like the manga's got a bit more of a following now. I think that's kind of cool. I think I'd like to go into it at some point because like in like my
Yeah, it'd be
Pokemon
interesting.
day like dreams, like I was saying about how I'd love like a series that was more mature, like live action
Yeah,
or anything like that. Just
that would
because
be
like
really cool actually.
Ben 10 aged up like with its audience and it was sick. I loved it because it started off just being like, oh yes, like get 8-year-olds to buy these toys because it's just ultimate power fantasy, and then it was like, okay, we can actually tell a decent story here as they get older.
Yeah, I'd love to see something like that for Pokemon as well. Where
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I mean, I don't know about a war, but that would be quite cool. I
I mean,
think.
we say, yeah, we say this, but like literally in the original, in Kanto, there is lore about Lieutenant Surge going and fighting in the Pokemon War or whatever. We still don't know anything more about that. I think they just decided, yeah, let's just leave that behind. I mean, Kalos, there was the Pokemon War, like Great War, hundreds or thousands. I can't remember now. I can't remember the exact timeline where
3000
they
in it.
Z-fied the weapon. Like it.
Yeah,
It does exist in the Pokemon world, and like we say about being dark stories or whatever, back to Gen
some of it is
1, the
quite
most
dark.
one
Yeah.
of the most iconic parts is the tower in Lavender Town, like with
You
Cubone
see,
and
this
Marowak,
is where my Gen 1 noob brain
and
doesn't really know
like
what's going on.
one of the original Pokemon YouTube theories was that uh, Blue slash Gary or however you want to call him was in the tower because you killed his Raticate. Because in the previous fight, you defeat him, obviously, and then Blue ends up at the tower next, and then you never see his Raticate again. So the theory is that
Wow.
you kill his
Just kill
Raticate,
it. Oh my
and that's
god.
why he was there to bury his.
Main character being like pest control out here. That's actually insane. But isn't is it? I mean, I might might be my Gen 4 bias, but isn't Selacion Tower a meant to be like a burial ground of sorts?
I think
Or
a
am
lot
I
of the games
chatting out my
do
ass?
sort of have similar things. Yeah, I think it's Salation, and then what's the one in? There's definitely one in Black and White. I can't remember what it's called.
Celestial Tower? Is it that one? Or is it Dragon Spiral Tower?
No, Dragon
Or
Spiral Tower is different. That's
it might be
separate.
Celestial or Celestic. Celestial? I think
Might
it's
be
Celestial.
maybe
Is it a
I don't
place where
know
you get
because
get all the Litwicks and the
you
good
get
alerts?
Litwix and Elgiums and Behemoms and that ilk of Pokemon. I
Yeah.
remember that for sure, but
I
I
think
can't
that's where I
remember
hunted my Litwick when I did
Ah,
the
okay, that's
dual
cool.
hunt. If it's I think that's
Ooh,
Celestial.
that
I think
might
it's
need to
Celestial
be.
Tower.
I'm not sure whether I actually have a shiny Litwick.
It's cool. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it. I
it's
haven't
one
done
of my
anything with it
favourite shinies. I
yet.
think that I actually think I might have to do one of my next videos doing all my favourite shinies, do the grid, and then be like, oh, I don't have this, this, and this, so I can
You know what
then
that
start.
means? More
I can,
content.
yeah, exactly, exactly. You see, this content brain's engaged.
Yeah, man's been just addicted to making that Gen 1 video.
Oh yeah, I've had
That comes
so
out
much.
today, doesn't it? No, tomorrow, Monday,
Tomorrow I've
right?
scheduled it. Well, as
Tomorrow
of
as of
watching the
recording.
podcast today, because I think we're going to put this out tomorrow as well.
I
don't
think
know.
yeah, this should be uploaded the exact same time. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So once you're done with this,
So
go check out.
if you're watching this, it's already out. Go
If
have a
you
look.
if you okay, if we ramble too much about Pokemon cards and Gen 4 and Gen 5, and you want to hear nothing but talking about Gen 1 designs, go check out my video down in the description.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to Gen 1 designs then. What? Okay, because I asked you before sort of what went well with Gen 1, and you talked about the concept as a whole. It was proof of concept. That's why Gen 1 did so well. It's still the highest selling games, Red and Blue, just because Pokemania just took over, and like that was very much before the internet was around. There was a lot less competition in terms of like pretty much every market. If for anyone who doesn't know, my degree is in business, so I do actually have an interest in these kind of things.
Knows what he's talking about.
Basically, internet technology, ease of access to everything, people could compete a lot easier, so we have a lot more diversity now in terms of games, media, like anything consumption. There's a lot more of it now. Whereas back then, there was a lot less, and you only had certain news channels, things like that. So hype trains had a lot more of an effect back then. So Pokemon was the thing that summer rather than being one of 10 things. Hence why
it wasn't necessarily the designs, it was just the game.
Yeah, hence why the game took off as much as it did back then. So, having that explained all that, what do you think, going back to the designs, what are some of your favourite designs from the generation? I think people can probably tell mine.
I'm a very big fan of V-Drill.
That's a good
because,
shout.
yeah, it is just a bee, right? But
yeah, it's a bee with drill
and
hands.
a drill. Yeah, exactly. It's just cool. It
I'm
hits
pretty
the
sure
sort of edginess kind of factor that I love so much.
I use almost that exact description.
What, bee and a drill?
What more do you want?
Yeah, I mean that is pretty much it.
It's cool.
It's very cool. Yeah, and as I said, it hits the edginess that I like so much.
It sucks though because Beedrill is a really cool design, but I was watching. Who was it? I think it was it one of Wolfglick's videos where he was going over like the worst Pokemon. Like Beedrill was like pretty much like the worst fully evolved Pokemon, just because its stats stink. Because a lot of bugs suffer from that issue because they evolve so early. To balance it, they just have awful stats.
I think like there's like very few bug Pokemon that are actually good. I think.
Yeah.
If any.
Or Beetle's pretty sick. I think that's got decent stats as well. I think that's been used.
I mean, of course, you've got Volcarona, but that's like. I mean, for the longest time, I thought Volcarona
doesn't
was
count.
legendary.
It evolves at like level 59.
Yeah, that too.
It might as well be a pseudo legendary.
Yeah, I mean, because you encounter it in what's it called? The ruins place in the desert.
Yeah.
You know, I can't remember what it's called.
Relic Castle.
Relic Castle, that's the one. You encounter it there, and it's like a static encounter, so everyone thinks it's a legendary. So when I was younger, I thought it was a legendary.
I think there's a lot of Pokemon like that. Like Rotom, I always used to think was legendary.
Yeah,
weirdly,
same.
Were there any others? I think there were a lot. Like Lucario kind of had a little bit of legendariness about him, just because like the movie and things like that.
I mean, it is a legendary Pokemon, but it's not a legendary.
Zoroark.
Yeah, of
Another
course.
one of my favourites.
They had a film.
Definitely that one. I don't know really. Any other Gen 1 mons that tickle your fancy?
Scyther, of course, but that's only when it evolves.
Scizor's cooler. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's more about what it evolves into.
Yeah, because like it's kind of all the same. Like Scyther's really cool. Electabuzz is really cool. Magmar's not so cool. But they are all much better when they get their evolutions in later gens.
Which came from Gen 4.
Big up.
Yeah, a lot of them do get good upgrades. And that is like half of the Gen 4 deck, so isn't it? It's just, here, have an upgrade.
You know what? Like, one of my favourite designs from Gen 1 is weirdly Ditto.
Well, in terms of just the design.
Yeah, I love it. It's just so goofy. Well, no, because like you have to build
it's
in like
stuff.
you have to account for like its lore and stuff as well. Like the fact it transforms. Like if it was literally just a purple blob with say 200 BST and just did nothing, then sure, I probably wouldn't like it. But because of what it is, it's
Okay, that does change things
its
a bit.
concept is much cooler.
Because I was going off of purely just the design, like Beedrill, for example.
Yeah,
It's
but
just really
does
cool.
that not factor in though? When you think about it, like
if we're talking about specifically the design, it doesn't tend to come to mind. If
like
you're just thinking what are some of your
for
favorite
example,
Pokemon generally,
like
then that might.
Alakazam, like surely the fact it's a psychic factors into the design, not just the fact it's an old guy waving about spoons.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you make a good point.
So,
See,
okay.
like I only said Beedrill just because I was like, I just think it's really cool, which it is. I stand by that. But if you're going off of
I'll pose the question
the
again.
Pokemon
then.
itself, it's
what
obviously
are
not
like
great.
your favorite Gen 1 Pokemon then?
Well, of course, Beedrill. But that's a lot of it is just because it's got a really cool design.
Yeah.
And a really cool shiny, in my opinion at least. I know a lot of people don't agree, but I think it's banging. Cypher, of course, but I wonder how much of that is because of its evolution.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess Gyarados. That's kind of a staple. Like, everyone loves Gyarados.
Yeah.
What else have we got?
Gengar. Gengar's a classic.
I like Gengar.
I feel like
but
Gengar's probably the most popular outside of Mewtwo Mew starters.
You see, I like Gengar, but a little bit of a hot take. I think Haunter is cooler.
I hear it, but I prefer Gengar.
Like everyone loves Gengar, and I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. It is cool, but I had a bit more of a
the Mega
spot for Haunter.
the Mega trumps all of them though, especially the shiny. Just
It's a cool shiny, yeah. And they fixed what was wrong with the original shiny.
So I've never actually really bothered hunting like a Garcia or anything because I'm like, the shiny stinks for Gengar, but I need one for ZA. Ooh. I think that might be another thing I do. Because
make like a list of like dream shinies. Make sure you get them all before ZA comes out.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And also, I think I might Masuda them specifically, because I did actually do quite a few Masudas when Scarlet Violet first came out. I did all the starters, and then when the raid started introducing some of the previous generation starters, I went and did Froakie, Greninja, Charizard as well. So I got Masuda for all of those, but all of them, I like XP trained up with like all the raids. You get so many XP candies. I leveled them all up to level 100 so I could use them as shiny raiders. But that means I can't use them on a playthrough.
Yeah.
But I think what I might have to do is go back to doing some Masuda hunting and leave them at level 1 so I can pull them into playthroughs and have it. Because I don't want to
use them for gameplays and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And have like a dream. Because like the thing is, it works really well for ZA as well because it's not like we're going into a new generation where I'm going to want to use all the new Pokemon. There, of course, I'll want to try out if there's some new Megas, because we still don't know whether they are, but most people seem to think there are, because it makes a lot of sense. A lot of people have pointed out that the Mega Stones came from when the original Ultimate Weapon was fired, and as this is after X and Y, I know it doesn't like destroy the Earth or anything, but the Ultimate Weapon is activated and does go off. You just stop it from decimating everything. So there is in-law reasons for them to have new Megas as well. Plus, it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say what Gen 1 mons do you think would be good Megas? But
yeah, but they gave pretty much all of them to Gen 1 mons already.
Yeah, I was going to say Beedrill, but we've already got a Mega Beedrill, so...
Mega Snorlax. Love to see that.
Will you just be bigger?
Because the thing is, the fans... It's going to be another Dunsparce. The fans would want him to grow up and basically turn into a big bear Snorlax Machamp. But they will literally just make him fatter.
And turned all that fat into just like pure muscle.
Yeah, I think they should give him a glow up for a Mega, but they would
That'd be
literally pull the Dunsparce, where everyone wanted Dunsparce to turn into this awesome dragon, and just be like, okay, no, more Dunsparce.
Yeah, it's just like an extra. It's like an extra layer or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or how I don't know how you'd word it. An extra part of the body. I don't know.
I think. What else from Gen 1? We've already got Aerodactyl, that's a cool one. Dragonite is the one that everybody wants, but unpopular opinion, I don't
Wait, is
like
there a Mega
Dragonite that much.
Aerodactyl?
Yeah. Just got loads of like rocks like protruding from it, and it looks a lot more aggressive.
Ah, I thought it looked quite aggressive as it was, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it kind of looks like I don't want to say it, but you know the meme, the certain chin.
Oh yeah.
Yes. It definitely reminds me of that. And okay, what other Gen 1 mons would we want? Because like I say, they gave like half of them Megas already. Lapras would be another one, I suppose.
Yeah. Basically, just any of the fan favorites, but they're usually the choices for Megas anyway,
Yeah,
aren't they?
exactly. Trying to think whether there'd be many more that I'd want. I think Mega Butterfree could be cool. I mean, we already kind of got that with the Gigantamax one though in Sword and Shield. See, like, pretty much every mod in Gen 1 has some kind of gimmick form or something, just because they pandered to the Gen 1ers.
Oh yeah, and if it's not a Gigantamax or a Mega, it's like a regional form or something, isn't it?
Yeah. Ooh, Mega Arcanine. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I could get behind that.
I could also get behind that.
Okay. Technically, it might not be a Gen 1 mod, but I would love, because I genuinely love this regional form. It is 10 times better than the original. Mega Alolan Ninetales.
Damn, they just keep piling it on. Regional and then a Mega.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be quite interesting. I don't think we'd get a regional form Mega, because obviously it won't be in that region. So realistically, they may never do that, but it would be cool.
Yeah, I mean they could do a lot with it.
Mega Machamp,
like,
that's one that doesn't
gets
have a form.
2 extra arms.
I think Machamp is probably the most likely Gen 1 Pokemon to get one.
Now we need like a Mega Blissey or something.
No.
Why not?
We already had Mega Ordino.
Yeah, but it's not Blissey.
Yeah, but it's a Pokemon Center rat.
Yeah,
And this is like the
Blissey's
least
better.
popular one out of all of them. But Blissey's plus Blissey's not Gen 1. Get out of here. That's another.
I know, but I was talking about. Okay, fine.
Mark, we can do a whole nother podcast about all what megas we want.
Okay, fine. So anyway, yeah. Subtly moving on.
What are the worst designs from Gen 1 then?
You see, right. there is a lot of.
Shall we just get
for this one?
Exactly, I was going to say. Shall we just go for the low hanging fruit, get them out of the way, and then talk about other ones? Okay, so obviously, Mr. Mime, Drowsy, Jinx, all atrocious.
Oh, yeah.
Are there any others that are like universally disliked? Because there are others that are unpopular, but I don't know whether there's any that are as universally disliked as those three.
Bad Gen 1 designs.
Because for me,
I was going to say like Voltorb or Electrode because they're just a circle. But
no, because
at the same time,
I like Voltorb.
I do think they're kind of cool
because they're Pokeball mimics. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
But Electrode though is atrocious. I don't know what makes it so much worse by just flipping it and then the face is just unsettling. It looks like
it's a creepy, uncanny kind of face.
It looks like it's been drawn on. Like in my video, I literally compare it. I compare it to Wilson from Castaway.
I think it's because. What? Okay, I can't wait to see this video. So I think it's because Voltorb doesn't have a mouth, and then it just suddenly grows one. It kind of hits that uncanny kind of feeling.
Valley, yeah.
Where it's like, oh, that shouldn't have a mouth, but it does, and you're like, oh, that's weird. Probably that.
I hear that. I hate Goldeen and Seaking.
What's wrong with those?
They're just fish, but they're not even like interesting fish or anything. They're because like the thing is, goldfish and koi can be cool, but there's something about the way they are portrayed, their personalities. They just have nothing. They just feel like damp pieces of cardboard. There's nothing interesting about
Goldine I could kind of see, but I think Sea King is cool.
No.
It's got like the horn.
No, it's
like
ugly.
that is a more interesting fish. It's not like it's a remoraid or something, which
it's
is
like
fish.
Bruxish if it wasn't intentionally trying to be ugly.
So it's just a fish.
It's a shit fish.
Yeah, but like it's. I mean, I can see it for Goldine, right? But I think Sea King deserves at least a bit more. Like just yeah, at least it's got like the horn or something. It's got a little bit extra to its design, rather than it being just a fish. If it evolved into just like a bigger fish, then okay, fair. But it doesn't. It's a bigger fish with a horn.
Yeah, it's got a horn, but it's still ugly. I don't like it.
Hey, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't like it. Other people might, but I do not. I do not.
Well, I think we can agree Bruxus is a bit crap.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Do you remember I said yesterday about how there was that Instagram reel of everyone talking about their favorite Pokemons?
Oh no.
I think one of them actually did say Bruxish, and I was like, "Oh, Brad's gonna hate that." Just instantly came to mind. Yeah, that's a strange one.
I don't get that. That is.
I think some people just, like sort of ugly things.
Yeah.
Which is like surprising how I don't have a girlfriend, but like, it's some people like the fact that it's like different, I guess. It's not your stereotypical, this is the coolest Pokemon. It's like, I like the weird ones. I'm gonna give the weird ones some love.
I feel like I do have a few niche ones that I like. Like I said earlier, I really like Ditto. I feel like there are.
I think a lot of people do, though. To be fair, I mean, I also like Ditto, but if we were going on purely the design, like visually, it's just a pile of purple stuff.
Yeah. What?
And that's it.
There must be. Okay. Speaking of. Okay, that does make me like Ditto a little bit less. The fact that they did 3 Pokemon in the first gen that are all just piles of purple stuff.
What are the other ones?
Grimer and Muck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Ditto's the coolest. So Ditto wins.
Yeah.
I literally have a Ditto beanie hat that I was wearing out on my walk yesterday.
They're like slime, right? That's more the Grimer and Muck.
Toxic.
Whereas Ditto is more, Ditto's more just. I can be anything you want me to be, like.
Oh. I like the sound of that.
Which is why I'm currently, using one to breed this Kygo.
It's very breedable.
Indeed.
And its shiny's really cool, but no, like
it's a cool shiny.
Because like I know we were kind of distinguishing between what's design, what's not, what's just the Pokemon's whole. Because Ditto's lore is really cool because I know it's unofficial, but it's a failed clone of Mew. It even shares the same shiny coloration as Mew. I just find that so cool.
You think it's a failed clone of Mew?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You find it in the area around the mansion or somewhere nearby, and it's the only other Pokemon that can like have access to as many moves, because Ditto clearly has the DNA of every Pokemon if it can transform into all of them. That's because Mew's the ancestor, and they have the same shiny color palettes. The base form it's not quite, because obviously it's failed. It's not quite the same.
Oh, mate.
It's a
my
similar
mind
color.
has been blown.
Oh, you never heard this theory before?
I've never heard this.
Nah, I love it. I find it so cool.
Wait, so you're saying that's just a theory? It's not actually a confirmed thing?
It's not official, no. But
okay. I was thinking it was like a real thing.
It is virtually nailed on. Because obviously, when you think about it, they're not going to be able to create Mewtwo the first time they try.
Yeah, because I was going to say, does that mean Ditto is the original Mewtwo?
Yeah, basically. So
Mewtwo is actually Mew 3.
And then there's Megas, a Mew 4, a Mew 5 now.
Mew 5.
That's crazy.
And if you have Shiny, it's Mew 6.
Wait, does that make it... would you then have 6, 7, 8 if you're counting Shiny as a different one?
I don't know. Those are some numbers I don't really want to think about.
5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I'm becoming more unhinged. Okay, what other mons do I hate from that gen? Moltres. It's an abomination that thing is considered a legendary Pokemon.
I know you're not a big fan, but like, I don't think it's that bad.
It's so ugly.
Like, it's just Firebird. Like, what's wrong with that?
Ho-Oh is a Phoenix Firebird. Talonflame is a Phoenix Firebird.
It's like it's a fire
Moltres is a rubber chicken with some fire textures put on to make it look like an actual existing thing.
Okay, right. Ho-Oh might be a fire type, right? But it, like, even though it's literally, this is a weird thing, right? It's literally designed around the Phoenix, right? So
yeah,
obviously fire. However, because Moltres is literally on fire, that looks like way more of a Firebird to me because it's literally on fire.
It makes sense.
Whereas Ho-Oh isn't actually on fire; it can just use fire.
Yeah.
So I think Moltres should not get as much hate. I mean, I still think Ho-Oh is better, but it's.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree, my friend, because that thing's literally toast.
I like toast. But I might go get some after this.
Okay, right. We'll leave it there then. We'll leave Mark and his Moltres to go and make love and get some toast.
Yeah. I didn't say that it's like my favorite ever. I don't think it's that bad. That's all.
Well, I do.
Well, I can tell. I used to not like Articuno that much when I was a kid, but as I've gotten older, I think Articuno has gotten a lot cooler.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because like when I was a kid, I like really liked all the edgy, cool mons. I still do, but like as I've gotten older, like I've sort of grown in appreciation, and as you can see by all my art and everything, I love the sort of majestic Pokemon, like ones that like have that sort of royal, regal feel to them, like Reshiram, Suicune. Yeah, exactly, aura. Not Lucario though, because that's basic and furry. No, don't get me wrong. I like Lucario, but it's not one of my favorites because it's basic and furry.
Basic and furry.
I say this whilst having Zoroark as one of my mascots. We'll keep quiet about that one.
Yeah, but Zoroark transforms into other things,
exactly.
Right? So it's not only furry; it's other stuff. Exactly. It's only part furry.
It's enough. Okay, I need to stop. Okay. What else do we hate from Gen 1? Because I feel like we haven't done enough hating yet.
Hate. What do I hate from Gen 1? It's hard to say because, I mean, as we said at the start, we've never actually played a Gen 1 game. Or a Kanto game specifically.
Yeah, but they still
outside of Heart Gold. Good things. Even when I did play Kanto in Heart Gold, I kind of as it's the post game thing, right? So I kind of just rushed through it, or rushed at my own rush pace, right? So I don't remember a lot from it. To be honest with you,
I'm gonna put one on the table.
Okay.
Zubat, Golbat. Just for their sheer annoyance.
Yeah, I can see that.
I actually don't mind Zubat, but Golbat is ugly.
Have you ever seen Golbat with his mouth closed?
No.
Yeah, just don't bother. It's creepy. It's weird. It's that uncanny valley thing again. Mainly because like you're so used to it, just a massive gaping mouth. But like, even though it's normal for living things to close their mouth, Golbat is like every time you see a spray or whatever, it's always just wide open. And suddenly you see it closed and you go, oh no, that's weird. No, open up again.
Yeah.
I ain't having that.
And some more, I don't know whether... Okay, I don't like the pink ones. Jigglypuff's fine, but Clefairy, Clefable, and Wigglytuff's ugly.
Wigglytuff it's just a bigger Jigglypuff, really.
But it's fat.
Which is, it's not terrible, but Jigglypuff is just... It's Jigglypuff, isn't it? Like, you can't get better than that.
But they're just pink for the sake of being pink.
It's like Opal would be proud. I just can't unsee when she just pounces on
Bade. Yeah.
Bade. She just goes pink. And you're like, oh my god.
I like this pink.
hope once you see the Jigglypuff.
It just feels like they're forced in there just to be like, okay, no, we can try and market some things to girls. It's like,
even then, like a lot of guys still like it as well. I mean, I like Jigglypuff.
Like I said, Jigglypuff is fine, but the others are just like, they're just mid. There's no way to put, like, they're just nothing special. They are literally just vague
I'm
animal pink things.
The other Evos are a bit strange, but Jigglypuff is, it's like the OG, right?
Yeah. Jigglypuff, like I say, fine. You know what blows my mind, speaking of these guys? Clefairy was actually originally meant to be like the mascot on like Ash's Pokemon over Pikachu. Bro, we would not be here.
Pokemon would just not exist.
Yeah, we would not be on this pod today. Let me tell you that.
I wonder what makes Pikachu like. I was gonna say what makes Pikachu the mascot, but it's because it's Ash's Pokemon, right? But like,
okay,
specifically, what about the Pokemon is?
Am I parking my business degree because I literally read a paper on this?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, right. So they decided to go with Pikachu because the color yellow.
Okay.
Because at the time, especially in America or anything, there weren't really any yellow mascots or anything, and it's a gender neutral color, so it appeals to both girls and boys. So basically, they went for the most mass market option possible, whilst also having it as somewhat of a unique selling point because it was yellow, and that helped them distinguish their brand from any other sort of cartoons or anything. Because, like, look at their text, which popped up on screen conveniently. It's yellow. It's the same color as Pikachu. Like, their whole branding was built around that. So
making it accessible for everyone, basically.
Whereas you can't really do that with Clefairy because anything, especially back then, because like gender norms and everything have obviously come a long way since then. But 20, 30 years ago, anything pink, girls. Like
it's just, you know, like,
that's just how people see things. So yeah, they would have been cutting their market in half, and well, not really in half because like as it stands, especially at the time, girls were a lot less into video games. Like it's joked about like any podcast or any like YouTube video I watch that's like from a PokeTube or anything. They say, "Oh, look at the analytics, bro. It's like 96, 98% male."
Yeah.
So yeah, Pikachu was definitely the right choice, and I will stop boring people there.
Yeah, I thought it was cool because I've never really thought about it that much. I just assumed it came to, oh yeah, it's just, you know, cute, everyone likes it. But then I'm thinking that's kind of one of the big selling points of Pokemon as a whole. Is there a lot of them?
That also plays a role. Don't get me wrong. Like, it wouldn't have worked if they tried using Drowsy or Hypno. Like, they're yellow, but that wouldn't have gone down well.
Yeah, it's a mix of them all. It's, you know, it's cute, little thing, yellow, gender neutral. Everyone likes it, you know.
Exactly.
Can't go wrong. Yeah, very, very smart decision on their part.
It is a bit overrated. Raichu's better, but
yeah, I'm a Raichu enjoyer.
I respect it for what it's done.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I still love Pikachu.
It's put in bits. Yeah, no, like I love it because like Ash's Pikachu is cool. Regular Pikachu dead. Captain Pikachu in Horizons is a baller.
Detective Pikachu, you know.
Ryan Reynolds, Daddy. Do we have any last thoughts on anything you want to get off your chest about Gen 1 or the Pokemon or?
I was thinking more. The thing I hate the most about Gen 1 isn't actually Gen 1. It's like the fans.
Yeah.
It's the same with like how a lot of people hate like One Piece, for example, just because of the fans are so like obnoxious. You know, it's like people like. Yeah, it plays on your nostalgia and your childhood or whatever. Fair, you know, everyone's done that at some point. But then to say that Gen 1 is the best, it's like better than anything else. It all went crap after Gen 1. I'm like, bro, just actually look at the designs and you'll see how that's just not the case. But they will like die on the hill of it being the best. And you know, most of that probably comes from the nostalgia and their childhood, which I understand, fair. But you know, just open your eyes a bit and you'll see that you know they are not the best designs. Like a lot of them are cool, a lot of them are fine, a lot of them are weird, but you know they're not the best. I don't think. I think there are way cooler ones out there. They just need to I
easily.
don't want to say let go of the
So
nostalgia, but
I'm not even sure that any of the Gen 1 designs get into like my top 10.
I had a few Gen 1s in my top 10 shinies, but top 10 Pokemon ever, I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I don't think any of them do. Squirtle might stand a chance, but I genuinely don't think it does because like even like in that niche of being like the cute starter mascot, like it's obvious that it's not my favorite one of those. Like Fuecoco all day every day. Sorry, Squirtle,
Yeah.
but
See,
yeah,
I was going to say my favorite was Chimchar,
okay,
but ironically, that is kind of just because of
yeah.
nostalgia.
I
But I'll
feel
admit that.
like before we finish, we can't really have had an episode talking about Gen 1 or anything like that without uttering the name Charizard.
Yeah, we actually haven't mentioned Charizard once. That is mental.
50 minutes talking about Firebirds. I know it's a dragon, but it's close
Okay,
enough.
right. Charizard, very cool, right? As pretty much the entire community agrees. But
Cool, not very cool.
I think it's because it's oversaturated. Like because
Yeah,
everyone is like it's a little bit sort of like hipster, do you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, it's
yeah,
cool,
yeah,
but it's not
100%.
my favorite, right? It's
Definitely.
people like to be a little bit different. And as much as I do love Charizard, I think it's epic, it's cool. Again, I agree with the whole community with that. But I think I prefer Blastoise.
Yeah, agreed.
Just because cannons, like cannons on its
Okay.
back, so pew pew, like
When you're picking between Charmander or Squirtle, Squirtle wins first design and the last design. There's no competition in my eyes, but that's. And notice how I didn't mention Bulbasaur. I'm sorry, mate. You know.
I like all the Gen 1 starters. And like I said, I do love Charizard. I think it's very cool. But I think Blastoise just has that slight edge. I think part of that is because it's the sort of hipster view. It's a bit like, I'm not the same as everyone else. I like things just slightly different. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why I like shinies, because it's just a
No,
little bit
because
different from the
I
norm.
genuinely really like the Megas, but base Charizard, I feel like he kind of suffers from the same kind of thing Dragonite does, where like his design is slightly chunkier, and it's not quite. So that means like it's not. It doesn't fully lean into the cool, sleek designs I like, and it doesn't fully lean into like cute or goofy or anything like that either. So it's kind of like in an awkward spot in the middle for me.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
I can see that.
makes sense. I feel like
Well,
we
saying
had.
that, as I haven't actually played a Gen 1 game, I think if I was, I might actually choose Charizard just because it's like, that's like the different one for me, because I would usually choose Squirtle.
Yeah.
I think, you know what, let's try a different one.
like this is actually a weird story, you know. In X and Y, I picked Squirtle. Yeah, I definitely picked Squirtle as my like sort of mega starter that you get
think I
because
actually
and
picked
I named
Charmander,
it
right?
Shell Shocker, right? I didn't realize until a few years later when I rewatched the original movie that's actually the name of the nickname of like the Blastoise that the trainer has in that when they go to the island and meet Mewtwo.
Oh, that's
Like
cool.
that is weird.
You see, I say all this stuff about Charizard, right? But I think I picked Charmander in X and Y. But I think that might be
Oh
just
yeah,
because
because the Megas is
I think Mega Charizard is just way better than Mega
yeah,
Blastoise.
because I think the reason I did
Right.
that was because I think I got like an event distribution Charizard from Game. I got a shiny one, so I
Oh,
already
nice.
like, had access to
Yeah,
one.
already got it.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was sick. That might have been the first shiny I ever got, you know.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Oh wow, that is.
yeah, it genuinely
That
would
is
have been because I think my first shiny like encounter was in Oras when I accidentally chain fished.
Accidentally changed
I
it.
didn't
Yeah.
know chain fishing was a thing. But I was just sat there bored one day, like, you know, as you do when you're. I would have been, what, 10? Around
So
about
I'm
that.
just gonna do some fishing.
So yeah, I was just mashing it in, and then I'd end up getting a pink Wailmer. I'd still need to
Nice.
try and figure out a way to unlock my Pokemon bank, because I can't get into it, and I want some of these Pokemon.
Yeah. Didn't you say you
Sad.
tried to contact them and
Yeah,
sort
I
it, but
raised
they
like
kind
a
of
ticket, like a service ticket, and then nobody ever responded to me.
oh, maybe try again.
Nintendo wastemans.
Exactly, yeah. Say, oh, I want my Pokemon.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
I'm fired up. I'm gonna go nag them right now.
Maybe wait until we're done with the pod.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Well,
Unless you want half the pod to be Brad trying to get his Pokemon bank back.
yeah.
That could be its own episode.
Oh no, me just moulding over tech
That would be
support.
quite fun.
No,
Yeah.
not for me.
Oh no, it wouldn't be fun for you, but it's for the content.
Yeah. Any other Gen 1 thoughts before we close out?
I think that's more or less it. That's all the things that come to mind, at least.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay,
so I think
then.
that's more or less it.
We'll go ahead and kick it on over into the Pokemon of the episode. Oh, I forgot to get the spreadsheet ready. I'll need to do that
That's
before
fine.
next episode.
I mean, we're only a few in. We
Oh,
can remember more so far.
so, funnily enough, we've got another fire.
Okay.
Okay,
Where's it?
so far we have had Volcanion, Talonflame line, and what was the other one?
It was.
Oops.
I can't remember. we'll,
If we forgot, it
we'll,
couldn't have been that important anyways.
it is fine. Who cares?
Armor Rouge. What are we
Ooh.
saying about Armor Rouge?
Haven't actually got one, but I probably should because it's very cool. It's one of those ones that like people always use for like raids and stuff, right? Because it's like the cool
Yes.
one, right? It's the cool Pokemon, which is usually what's right up my alley. So I haven't actually got one yet, but I reckon I probably should. It'd be a nice little hunt maybe.
It's
But I don't have many
it's literally
opinions on
a
it.
fire. It's a Fire Knight Mega Man.
Yeah, it's cool.
You can't really
I
go
don't have
wrong.
many opinions on it because I haven't used one. It's just like I'm just familiar with its existence, really. That's kind of where
I really like. I think
sit.
it's sick.
Yeah. Okay.
It and
Oh,
Sarah
that's
Ledger.
right.
I'm putting it out there. I think it's my favorite design so far.
Yeah.
Talonflame
Cubchoo.
maybe.
Cubchoo was the other one.
Yes, of course. Adorable. It's definitely better than Volcanion, 100%. Better than Cubchoo. And then it's a toss-up between it and Talonflame. But I'm actually more leaning towards Armor Rouge.
Yeah, I'd say that's better than Talonflame. Talonflame is very cool, but Armourouge is like designed to be cool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you can't really go against that. Well, when it's designed to be cool and works, I should say, because there are some which are maybe designed to be cool and then it's just like, that's just not very cool.
Okay, so because I've already said in these episodes I'm a huge fan of like armor-like designs.
Yeah. So yeah, it's right up your alley as well.
Like Violet's Dex entry clads itself in armor that's been fortified by psychic and fire energy, and it shoots blazing fireballs. It is literally just an 8-year-old's fantasy. Hence why I like it so much.
Yeah, Brad is an 8-year-old at heart,
No secret there.
and in real life as well.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh no, don't do that. I was about to say, oh yeah, it's still like 2012.
The only thing that you can dock points for this is the shiny.
What does a shiny look like?
The exact same, but its eyes turn blue instead of orange. It is the subtlest shiny you have ever seen.
Yeah, it reminds you of the it's like Aron is a bit like that. It goes from blue to red. I think the eyes.
That's but I feel like that pops a lot more than this does because like the eyes are much more substantial.
The eyes are
Aron's
more
design.
they're a bigger part of its design.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Okay.
yeah, it's got an unfortunate shiny, but we have a new
Pokemon
leader
itself, pretty good. Yeah.
in our Pokemon of the episode. So Let us know what you think of Armarouge, our Pokemon on the episode, down in the comments. Let us know what you think of Kanto, because I'm sure that 90% of you will also be too young to have played these games. And if not, I guess we're going to be taking pelters in the comments. So,
Yeah, I can't wait.
yeah. So it's a goodbye from me.
And also goodbye for me. I'm assuming that's what you're waiting for.
Yes, exactly. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care. Peace.
Yeah.